Now, leading members of over 30 reputable civil society organizations serve notice to lock down the country with a series of demonstrations if the president fails to heed calls to fire his finance minister, Ofori-Atta, who has come under intense pressure from his own members of parliament. Now, in an unprecedented move, members of parliament serving on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party petitioned President Akufo-Addo on Tuesday to dismiss his cousin, who they argue has lost control over the economic affairs of this country, hence creating disaffection for the party at the grassroots. However, President Akufo-Addo is reported to have implored the MPs to allow Ken to conclude negotiations with the International Monetary Fund for Ghana to secure a bailout plan before the conversation on his dismissal is addressed. Even before the dust settles, a pressure group calling itself the Citizens Coalition says it is untenable for the president to further defer his decision to fire his finance minister in the wake of an economic downturn. Beyond the dismissal of Ken Ofori-Atta, the group says now is the time for the president to reconsider a reshuffle. Dr. Kojo Pumpuni Asante is a leading member of the coalition. Meanwhile, the group is warning that it will lock down this country for 3 with a conspicuous street protest if all avenues to get the president's attention fails. Kofi Bentel is a member of the coalition.
One of the things we are saying, short of asking the president to leave, is show us just the token of maybe shifting your team. Okay, do something about the people who are in charge of this. Another reasonable thing that has been said is that if the finance minister has expressed severally on different occasions that he does not believe in the IMF solution, then please, he should not be leading that team. I think it's reasonable. All right. We also want to send a message to our parliamentarians. We support what you did. It's constitutional and it's proper. We just don't have the kind of constitution that the British have, where the party can remove the president and put somebody there. But at least we do have a parliament and they do have those powers. And we are saying that only a fool waits for his sore to become so chronic that he has to cut his foot. So don't wait for this thing to become something that leads somebody to overthrow this constitution. And on that note, several musings and suggestions that what we may need is a military coup or something. It's never a solution. I think it has been explained here, and we would like to send this message that if anybody attempts that, we will be the same people to fight you down. We've been there, we've done that. It's not solved any solution. It's not solved any problem. There is nothing that makes a man holding a gun wiser than one holding nothing. We have problems, we will work through them constitutionally, which is why we are saying if the president cannot give us a good enough idea, there are ways in the constitution to ask him to resign or to force him to resign, either through parliament or through demonstrations. And like was said here, you don't just get up and do a demonstration. None of us here are afraid of demonstrations. We have track records in demonstrations, but we are going at this properly, in an orderly fashion. And I mentioned parliament because they are part of the solution. We can do this and do it in the proper constitutional way. But of course, if we get to the point where we realize that nothing will shift, the president remains where he is, he believes this is the best he can do, he believes this is the best thing he can have, and we keep sinking, nothing stops anybody from going onto the streets and locking the country down for 3 days. That also does not mean any military adventurist should pick up a gun. We will resist you too. So the point is, citizens have been at the front of this fight from day one. And we want to assure everybody that we'll continue to be at the front of the fight. We'll do it well, we'll do it properly, we'll do it constitutionally. This is our country, and we'll continue to defend it.